Okay, in today's class we will be studying about class 9 fluid dynamics. Okay, fluid dynamics. What is fluid dynamics? First of all, what is fluid? Something which can flow. What do you mean by dynamics? Means motion. Dynamics means motion. So you are studying about the fluids which are in motion. If you study about the fluids in motion, we say we are studying fluid dynamics. There is a criteria when you are studying these fluids. Okay, so you are doing various experiments with the fluids and studying the experiments and writing the results based on the experiments that you are doing with that. But there is one criteria based on which you have to base your experiment, that the fluids which you are considering, it must be in a steady state. What do you mean by steady state? Okay, it must be in a steady state or steady flow. Okay, what do you mean by steady flow? If at a given point, if this is a pipe or something through which the fluid is flowing, or through which the liquid, in general let me consider water. Water is a fluid. Okay, it flows through the pipe easily. Okay, so it's a fluid there. Now if the water is pipe flowing through this stream or through this pipe, the velocity at a given point, this is the point that I am considering here, P. At this point, if the velocity is V for one particle which has just passed, the particle which is coming at the behind, if particle A has just passed, its velocity at this point is V. The particle B which is coming from here, its velocity when passing through the point should be V. The particle B should also have the velocity V. So at a given point, the velocity of the fluid passing through that point must be same. Okay, so at one particular place, at one particular point, the velocity of any particles passing through that particular point should be same. If the velocity is 5 meters per second at this point, it should be 5 meters per second for the particle B also. The another particle which is coming over here should also possess the velocity 5 meters per second. Then we say it is in a steady state. Okay, so the generally preferred state of for experiment is steady state. Okay, now let us study about the there are different ways how the fluid will flow through a particular medium. Okay, it may be a stream, it may be a river bank, it may be a pipe. Okay, it may be anything through which the fluid flows. When it is flowing, it exhibits two different kinds of flow moment. Okay, let us study two different kinds of flow moment. Types of flow we can say. Types of flow. The first type of flow is streamline. We say streamline. 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 If a fluid is exhibiting this type of motion, or if it is flowing in this type of flow, it means that the particle which is coming behind will follow the same particle as its predecessor, or it will follow the previous particle's path. The next particle will follow the previous particle's path. If that happens, then we say that the flow exhibited by the particles is in streamline motion. Okay, the particles are in streamline motion. If the particle A is following this path, next if it is moving like this, the particle B will also follow the same path as followed by the particle A in streamline motion. Now let us study another type of motion, that is turbulent. Turbulent. In turbulent flow, or the type, or in this type of flow, the particles will not follow the previous particle's path. If the particle A has travelled in this path, particle B will change its path. May or may not, but it is not all the particles will follow the same path. Some particles may follow, some particles may not. But it is not all the particles. Here all the particles will follow its previous particle. But here all the particles do not follow the previous particle's path. They choose their own path. Such type of flow is called as turbulent flow. Okay, turbulent flow. Okay, these are the two types of flows of the fluid. Now let us see the difference between them. Okay, how can we differentiate between streamline and turbulent? The first one we just saw is it is regular, means it follows one particular path, and orderly. It moves in a ordered manner, and it comes in a regular way. Okay, means the speed is same, common. Okay, it follows a regular path. Okay, but in turbulent, it is very violent. Okay, it is like it is irregular and disordered. Irregular means you cannot imagine the next particle will be coming at what second. You don't know at what second. And one more thing is it is disordered. It will not follow a particular path. Here it is regular and ordered, but here it is irregular and disordered. It is not following the same path. Okay, that is the first difference. The second difference is the path of the particles will be parallel to one another. If the particle A, which is traveling here, and the particle A dash, which is traveling here, particle B is traveling here, and particle B dash is traveling here, let me say. Okay. Now the path of the particle which the A takes and A dash takes, means they are the particle in the same line. Now the same line particles, when they flow, the path that they choose, they are parallel to one another. If this moves like this, the second one also moves like this, with their paths parallel. But in case of turbulent, it is not the same. The particle A, if it is moving in this way, particle A dash may be moving in this way. Here the path that is chosen by A and that is chosen by A dash, they are not parallel to one another. The paths are completely different. Okay. So the second point is the paths between the two particles are parallel here, which are in the same line, but the path followed by the two particles which are on the same line are not parallel in this case. Okay, third one. Here velocity at a given point, if we say at this point the velocity of particle A is 5, the velocity of the another particle which is traveling at this point will be 5. Okay, but here when the particle comes here at this point, the velocity of A may be 5, but the velocity of B may be 7 or something, because it has more energy because of its movement. Okay, let me say the particle A has 5, whereas the particle B has the velocity of 7 when it reaches to this point here. Okay, so here you can see at one particular place the velocity of particle A and the particle B are same, that is 5. Okay, but here at the particular place the velocity of particle A, which has first travelled, may be having velocity 5, and the particle B may be having velocity 7, because their paths are different, because the way they move is different, so the energy lost or the energy gained will be different. But here the particles follow the same path as their predecessor, so what will happen is they will lose or gain the same amount of energy as the previous particle. So their behavior will be same as the behavior of the previous one. Here the behavior of the previous one is not same as the behavior of first particle, because they have travelled a different path and they have gained or lost different types of energy. Okay, so these are the three differences that you can note between the particles exhibiting streamlined motion and the particles exhibiting turbulent flow of motion. Okay. Next we will study about the energy which is present in this fluid. Okay, so when we are talking about fluid, let us see what are the energies which are present in the fluid. In general, whenever we are considering ourselves, the type of energy in general will be present is mechanical energy, because of the food source that we are taking. Mechanical energy is present in us. That mechanical energy is potential energy plus kinetic energy. The mechanical energy is nothing but the potential energy and kinetic energy that we possess. But when in case of fluids, there are three types of energies. First one is pressure energy. Energy created because of the pressure inside. Second one is kinetic energy. And third one is potential energy. Okay, these two are the energies that all the bodies, most of all the bodies possesses, but this is the energy that it gets because of its nature, because of its fluidity. Because the particle is present like this, it is bound by the surfaces, Okay, the pressure is exerted on by the surface on this particles. The pressure is exerted by the surface on this particle. And as a result of this, there is pressure energy created here. Okay, so what will be the pressure energy created here? It will be, if we are considering the first energy, it will be the sum of all the pressure created here. Okay, the total pressure energy, the pressure energy will be equal to sum of all the pressures, sum of all pressures. Okay, so if the per unit, if it is P, then the total will be pressure into volume, right? If 1 unit you are having the pressure as P, because pressure is force per unit area. Pressure is force per unit area. Okay, so the volume will be, it will be per unit volume. Pressure will be per unit volume here. The pressure, total pressure, if you want to calculate, this is the total volume. So if you want to calculate the total pressure, that will be nothing but pressure into volume. That is pressure into volume. Okay. Now the pressure energy is equal to pressure into volume. If I want to find out the pressure per unit volume means per one volume, then I have to divide this by volume. Now this is also volume, this is also volume. Volume cancels out. That is this one. Pressure energy per unit volume is like this. So P, V by V, V cancel. So pressure energy is nothing but, how can you calculate the pressure energy? By calculating the pressure present in the fluid, that is force per unit area. Pressure energy is equal to force per unit area, or pressure energy is equal to pressure created. There is difference between pressure energy and pressure. Okay, pressure energy is the energy, pressure is the force per unit area, but their value of them are equal. Okay, this is about the pressure energy in the fluids. Pressure energy in the fluids. So pressure energy is equal to sum of all the pressures, which is pressure into volume. Okay, per unit volume, if you want to find out the pressure energy, that is divided by V. V cancel, and the pressure energy is equal to pressure. Pressure energy is equal to pressure. Now let us see what is the kinetic energy of the fluid. Kinetic energy. Kinetic energy in general is half mv square, where V is the velocity. Don't get confused with this V and capital letter V. This is small letter v. Okay. If I want to calculate kinetic energy per unit volume, means for 1 unit of volume, then it is half mv square total divided by volume. Okay, this is velocity, this is volume. Now if I can write mass by volume, this volume, into v square. V square. Mass by volume is density, so this is density v square. So kinetic energy per unit volume is half density velocity square. So this is the formula. You can write like this also, but the kinetic energy is per unit volume. Okay. Okay, now let us go for the third type of energy, that is potential energy, that is possessed by the fluids. Potential energy. Potential energy is equal to mgh in general. But if I want to calculate it per volume, then it is by volume here. Mass by volume is density. So it is density into g into h. So potential energy per unit volume in fluids is given by density into g, acceleration due to gravity, into h, which is height. Height of that point, from where, if you want to calculate the potential energy at this point, height of that point from the surface, that is h. Okay, so these are the 3 types of energy that is present in the fluid. Next we will study about the other concepts related to the fluids in our next class.